Hi, I'm Danny, and today I'm here to do the chocolate book tag. Now, chocolate is one of my favorite candies, and so when I saw this tag, I just had to do it. The first is dark chocolate. Pick a book that covers a dark topic, and I would have to go with Lost Voices by Sarah Potter. I have not actually read this book yet, but from what I have read from the reviews, this book not only covers grief, but suicidal thoughts, attempted sexual abuse, rape, murder, suicide, and a few other dark topics. So this is probably the darkest book I own, which is probably why I have not got to it yet. I'm not much of a dark reader, but the book definitely sounded interesting, so I had to pick it up. This book is about a girl named Lucy whose parents died in an accident, and she ends up moving to, I want to say it's Alaska, to live with her drunk uncle. And one night he tries to cross a line that no family member should ever cross. And she runs away and she throws herself off a cliff and she becomes a siren. And that's, I imagine, where the murder comes in. But it is a very dark sounding book, but it also has me intrigued at the same time. White Chocolate, a light, funny read. And I will have to go with The Secret of the Diamond Sisters. It has its funny moments and it is pretty light, and I'd say it's almost kind of a guilty pleasure read because it definitely was pleasurable, but it was also, it's hard to describe. It was like watching a reality show. You know these people are crazy and bad things are going to happen and they're going to make all these wrong choices, but you just can't help but look. Next is Milk Chocolate, a book I am dying to read, and I would have to go with Illuminae by Amy Kaufman. It is a book told completely in documents and files and emails and I believe interviews as well. So it sounds really interesting and I am dying to read it. Next is Chocolate with Caramel, a book that makes you feel all gooey inside. And I would have to go with The Complete Twilight Saga. There's just something about those books that have always just made me gooey, and the nostalgia of just going back and reading them makes me feel even gooier. Next is Wafer Free Kit Kat, a book that surprised you. And I would have to go with The Wrath of the Dom by Renee Adi. This book is a historical fiction romance, I guess you could call it. Historical romance I have to be in the mood to read. So I was expecting to read this book and finish and having to force myself to read it and for it to take forever for me to finish, but I actually finished this in like 2 days, I think. 2 or 3 days, I can't remember which, but I finished it pretty fast compared to my normal, how long it normally takes me to read a book, and I really did like it. I did not expect it to be this interesting or for the main couple to suck me in so much, but I was definitely surprised by it and I'm so glad I picked it up. Number 6, Snickers, a book you went nutty for. Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. This book I was so looking forward to and it did not disappoint, and if you saw my birthday book haul, you saw how excited I was when I saw it in the package, and it did not disappoint. I love this book. It will most definitely be in my yearly wrap-up of my favorite books of the year because I don't think anything can knock this book off. Hot Chocolate, a comfort read. I don't actually have a book I would consider a comfort read, but I do read a lot of fan fiction. I will link the site I mainly use below, but there's just something about it. The site, the fan fictions, it is, I believe I started reading those before I actually started getting into books, and there's just something comforting about going to the site every time I get tired of reading. Like, even when I'm reading a book that is really good, if I ever put it down and I'm out of the house and I have forgotten the book, I will pick up my phone and I will start going through the fan fiction site. And especially if I am loving the couple in the book I'm reading, I may go look up a fan fiction for that said book. Box of Chocolate, a book that has a wide variety of genres in it. I cannot think of a single book or series that just has a wide genre of like dystopian, paranormal, romance, yada yada. I cannot think of one. But if I happen to, I will link it below because I just can't think of one right now. Well, that was my chocolate book tag, and I will link anyone after this part or below in the description. So if you want to find out if you were tagged, check those places. I will see you guys next week.